Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make red wine braised lamb shanks. So as I show you how, please sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting those feet up too, and enjoy this episode. And don't forget to subscribe. Lamb is one of those things often reserved in the UK for special family meals or during festive occasions like Easter. In line with this, in today's episode, we'll be sharing our recipe for a red wine braised lamb shank served with a mint and red wine sauce for a rich and satisfying dining experience, all in the comfort of your own home. Step by step, I'll show you how to prepare this stunning plate of food, rounding everything off at the end with an anticipated session of tasting. So now, with the introductions made and with your interest peaking, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British red wine lamb shank, you will need some mint, some rosemary, some shallots, some butter. You will need some garlic, some tomato paste, some chopped carrots, chopped celery, beef, tallow, or you can use lard. You will need some Marmite, some corn flour, some red wine, of course, some black pepper, and a pinch or two of salt to avoid the occurrence of bland food. That's it for the making of today's red wine lamb shank. But, before you get started, before you do anything at all, switch on your kettle, brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you cook. To begin making a rich braised lamb shank in a ripping hot greased pan, begin to sear your meat, allowing it to bronze and caramelize before turning over. The intention here is to brown and sear the meat on as many sides as possible in order to begin to develop flavor profiles within the final dish. Once browned on all sides, place your meat to one side before turning the intensity of the heat down to a medium level before throwing in a knob of butter accompanied by helpings of tomato paste while savoring the aromas, and then, without getting too carried away, turning in thinly sliced shallots, diced celery, diced carrots, a little more butter, a generous sprinkle of salt, and an initial dash of red wine before leaving the contents to cook under a lid for an initial 15-minute long stint. 15 minutes later, the contents were stirred and then supplemented with another dash of red wine and a bound sprig of rosemary before being left to cook for a further 15 minutes. 30 minutes later, still over a medium heat, you'll want to begin preheating your oven, and to your sauce base, stir in Marmite and minced garlic, at which point the rosemary should be discarded, having served its purpose, followed by yet more red wine before being left to simmer on for a final 15-minute stint. In preparation for braising in a suitably sized casserole pot, lay in the lamb before covering completely with your cooked sauce base. Then, after having relocated the dish onto a foil and paper-lined tray with a final helping of red wine to better submerge the lamb, and with the lid properly seated, the contents were transferred to my preheated oven, where it braised slowly to tenderize the lamb and develop in flavor. In the meantime, I highly recommend taking a well-deserved tea break whilst browsing through our Brilliantly British content, helping the channel out by liking and subscribing. Thank you. After braising, the now tender lamb will need to be set to one side for just a moment, giving you the space to homogenize the rich, flavorsome sauce left behind. Then, once pureed, finish the sauce with chopped mint and pepper to taste. To serve, off camera I prepared mashed potato, tender stem broccoli with slices of the lamb shank, accompanied by my rich braising sauce. So now, with the lamb shank made and a rich sauce at hand, I think it's time for tasting tasting. All right, I'm going to drizzle on some of this fantastic red wine sauce. And so with that done, 3, 2, 1. I'm not done. I'm not done just yet. This wonderful plate of food here is delightful. The lamb is tenderized wonderfully and has absorbed the wonderful aromatic flavors from the wine, the tomato paste, the rosemary. It's juicy, moist, so tender, and then accompanied by this lovely mint red wine sauce. You just can't go wrong. It's beautiful. I've gone ahead and accompanied the lamb with some mustard mash and tender stem broccoli. You can have this lamb with whatever you fancy. Roast potatoes, cabbage, or something else will go perfectly with it. But and look, let me just try to express how rich, multifaceted this sauce is. There is nothing like it, honestly, and the only way you will know if that's true or not is to go ahead and make it. So on that note, I implore you, I beg you, go out, get the ingredients. It's not hard, it just requires a little bit of time, but it's passive time. So please, please, please make this dish, please. Thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make lamb shanks. Knowing that you loved this episode, please don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone you know, and I mean everyone that you know, about the Brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you